Hi, welcome back. Today's lesson we are going to talk about the passive voice. So the question is, why should we use the passive voice? Maybe the time when you don't want to say or what did the action. Maybe you are trying to avoid responsibility for something you did. Or maybe you don't know who did the action. Or because actually the object is the most important or the most interesting part of the sentence. Here are some examples. I stole the apple. I took a bite of the apple. I ate the whole apple. In this sentence, the subject is the person who is doing the action. We will call this the doer. And the object, which is after the verb, is receiving the action. This is called active voice. You see, this is the subject, this is the verb, this is the object. So the subject is doing the action. This object is after the verb is receiving the action. In the passive voice, the noun that is receiving the action move to the subject position at the beginning of the sentence. So if we want to change the sentence from the active voice to the passive voice, we have to move this object, you see, this object to the subject position at the beginning of the sentence. Salim ate the apple. This is the active voice. The apple was eaten by Salim. This is the passive voice. Now let's look at the verb. Now there are two words for the verb instead of the just one. Now we have was. Salim ate the apple. The apple was eaten by Salim. You see, here we have was. The active voice, we don't have the was. But the passive voice, we have extra word is was. Was is the form of the be verb and eaten the past participle. Was is the past tense form of be. Was is the past tense form of be. Because the original sentence, Salim ate the apple, was in simple past tense. It is very easy when we want to change sentence to the passive voice or from active voice to the passive voice. It is very easy. Just you follow these three steps. You can follow these three steps to change the sentence into the passive voice. I think it's very easy. Just you follow three steps. Number one, move the receiver. This is the receiver. When we say receiver is object. To move to the at the beginning of the sentence or subject position. As you know that the subject in the active voice, the subject is at the beginning of the sentence. But if we want to change to the passive voice, the object, this object, move the receiver to the beginning of the sentence or the subject position. Number two, added be, added be. That's number one. This added be and past participle of the verb. Number three, added by. You added by plus doer. You don't know what is the meaning of doer here. What's the meaning of the doer? Doer is the subject. The person who is going to do or doing something, that is we call doer. Okay, let's try to change this sentence to the passive voice. I stole the apple. Salim took a bite of the apple. Okay, now just we follow three steps. The first step will start with the object or the receiver of the action. Move it to the subject position. Okay, what is the object? The apple. We added here apple. Okay. The second step, what we do? And we added be verb. We added be verb. Be verb. We added the past tense of the be verb. We added the past tense of the be. What? Was. Because this is the past tense of the be, was. And the past participle of the verb. We added the past participle of verb stole. Stealing. Number 3, added by. Yeah, just we added by. Yeah, added by. And subject or doer. We added subject. What's the subject? We added subject or doer. Subject is Salim. Okay. Or by Salim or by me. Okay, like that. It's very easy. Just you will follow 3 steps. Passive voice is useful if we don't know who did the action, or if we don't want to say who did the action. A bite of the apple. This is an object. Again, the second step, what we do? We added the past tense of the be verb, was. And we added past participle or verb, taken. Number 3, we added by. Okay, by Salim or by him. It's very easy, I think. Just follow 3 steps. It is easy to change from the active voice to the passive voice. We can only use the passive voice for the certain type of verb. Look at this sentence. Something strange happened. Can we change this into passive voice? No, there is no object after the verb. This is the called intransitive verb because there is no object. Here are some other examples. I slept well last night. I lived there for a year. We can only use the passive voice if the verb is a transitive. Look this verb. The child broke the lamp. Someone robbed the bank. This verb has object. Try this sentence to the passive voice. The lamp was broken by the child. The bank was robbed by someone. What about the plural nouns? The child broke 2 lamps. The child broke 2 lamps. 2 lamps were broken by the child. In the passive voice, the be verb must agree with the noun, what is in the subject position. What about I taught you? The passive voice, you were taught by me. Remember, the active voice and the passive voice, the same meaning, they are just different ways of saying the something. Thank you for your watching.